Hi everyone, welcome to IELTS class. So today we will be doing a reading passage titled Communicating Styles and Conflict. So let's see how long the passage is. It has 8 paragraphs in total, and now we will see the type of questions that we have. So first type is list of headings. So because it has list of headings, I would have to read the whole passage with you so that you could understand the headings better. And next is true false not given, and one MCQ at last. So let's start with the list of headings. Let's start reading the para A. As far back as Hippocrates' time, people have tried to understand other people by characterizing them according to personality type or temperament. Hippocrates believed there were four different body fluids that influenced four basic types of temperament. His work was further developed 500 years later by Galen. These days, there are many number of self-assessment tools that relate to the basic descriptions developed by Galen, although we no longer believe the source to be the types of body fluid that dominate our systems. So in this paragraph, they have said that people can understand other people by characterizing them according to their personality type, and there are four body fluids that influence four different types of temperament, or you can say four different types of personalities. The study was later developed by some other person, and then they used self-assessment tools to relate to the basic descriptions developed by Galen. So those four types of personality types or temperaments, they were they were determined using self assessment tools. And Hippocrates said that there are four different body fluids that influence these four different personality types, but Galen said, no, we no longer believe the source to be the types of body fluid that dominate our systems. So Galen says that the body fluids are not the factor that has determined these four personality types. So let's see what headings we have. Summarizing personality types. There is uh, they have not summarized any personality types in this paragraph. Combined styles for workplace, they have not talked about styles yet, so they have definitely not talked about combining those styles. Third is physical explanation. So this could be an answer, because in this paragraph, Hippocrates said that there are four different types of body fluid that influence the four basic types of temperament. So body fluids, it is a physical thing, so which can determine what personality type we are. So physical explanation can be the answer, but let's also confirm that other options are not the answers. A lively person who encourages, they have not talked about any lively person. Demanding unsympathetic personality, they have not talked about it. Lazy or careless personality, they have not talked about it. The benefits of understanding communication styles, they have not talked about any communication styles or um the benefits of that. Cautious and caring, they have not talked about any person who has cautious or caring in this paragraph. Factual and analytical personality, again no. Self assessment determines one's temperament. So let's clear whether this heading would be the answer or not. They say self assessment determines one's temperament. But in the passage, they have said that they use self assessment tools to determine one's temperament or one's personality type. But by using those self assessment tools, what is the factor? What is the thing that they would know by which they would describe one's personality type? They have not talked about it yet. So, by using self assessment tools, they can determine one's temperament by considering one factor. But what is that factor? They haven't said it yet. So, we cannot say that self assessment is that factor which would determine one's temperament. They haven't said that in this paragraph. So, definitely, we are um with the one and last option only that we have discussed before, that is physical explanation, would be the answer of section A. 3. Now let's read para B for titling it. So, the values in self assessments that help determine personality style. So now they have talked about that factor which would determine the personality style, and that factor is the value. So, using self assessment tools, they would determine the values, which would then determine the personality style. So, once again, we confirm that section A's answer was 3, that was physical explanation, and not 10th. Self assessment determines one's temperament. But let's continue with reading para B. Learning styles, communication styles, conflict handling styles, or other aspects of individuals is that they help depersonalize conflict in interpersonal relationships. The depersonalization occurs when you realize that others aren't trying to be difficult, but they need different or more information than you do. They are not intending to be rude, they are so focused on the task they forget about greeting people. They would like to work faster, but not at the risk of damaging the relationships needed to get the job done. They understand there is a job to do, but it can only be done right with the appropriate information, which takes time to collect. When used appropriately, understanding communication styles can help resolve conflict on teams. Very rarely are conflicts true personality issues. Usually, there are issues of style, information needs, or focus. Now, let's find out the correct heading for section B, summarizing personality types. They have not talked about personality types yet, so this is not the answer. Combined styles for workplace, again, they have not talked about personality styles nor combining them, so this would not be the answer. Third is physical explanation. I know we have marked this option as the answer of section A, but this is how I do the list of headings. I still like see whether each heading can be the answer of section B or no, even it has been marked as some other question's answer, just to double confirm that I am not missing any heading that would just get ignored by me because I've marked it as some other question's answer, because I'm not 100% sure, right? Unless I get the answers of my reading. So we would still see each option whether it would be the answer of any paragraph or no. So, physical explanation, they have not talked about any physical explanation. In fact, the explanation that is behind determining personality type, it is values. So, values, they are not a physical thing. So, definitely not the option third. A lively person who encourages, they have not talked about a demanding and unsympathetic personality, no. Lazy and careless personality, no. The benefits of understanding communication styles. So, this is the thing that they have talked about. They have talked about communication styles here, and definitely they have talked about the benefits of those communication styles. The benefits, which include help depersonalize conflict and help resolve conflict on teams. So, these are the benefits of communication styles. They have talked about it in this whole paragraph, but still we would see other headings. Cautious and caring, they have not talked about any person who is cautious and caring in this paragraph. Actual and analytical personality, no. Self-assessment determines one's temperament. So it is not the self assessment that determines one's temperament, one's personality styles. Instead, it is the values in those self assessments which we determine by using self assessment tools that help determine personality style, one's temperament. So, the answer of section B is seventh, the benefits of understanding communication styles. Now let's move on to paragraph C. It is a short paragraph. Hippocrates and later Galen determined there were four basic temperaments. So now they are talking about four types of personality styles, which are sanguine, phlegmatic, melancholic, and choleric. These descriptions were developed centuries ago and are still somewhat apt, although you could update the wording. In today's world, they translate into the four fairly common communication styles described below. So, in this paragraph, they are talking about the four communication styles, um, the four personality types. So, let's see the headings. Summarizing personality types. So definitely in this paragraph they are summarizing like how many personality types are there. Four. So this is the answer of this paragraph. They have not talked about combining those personality styles. Again, physical explanation, no. Lively person, they have not talked about it. Demanding and unsympathetic personality, no. Lazy and careless personality, no. The benefits of understanding communication style, they have not talked about it in this paragraph. Cautious and caring personality, no. Factual and analytical personality, no. Self assessment determines one's temperament. This is in fact false. Now we know that because they said values in self assessment determines one's temperament. So this would not be the heading of any paragraph, according to me, unless let's see what happens in other paragraphs. So, section C answer is first, summarizing personality types. Paragraph D. The sanguine person would be the expressive or spirited style of communication. These people speak in pictures. They invest a lot of emotion and energy in their communication and often speak quickly by putting their whole body into it. They are easily sidetracked onto a story that may or may not illustrate the point they are trying to make. Because of their enthusiasm, they are great team motivators. They are concerned about people and relationships. Their high levels of energy can come on strong at times, and their focus is usually on the bigger picture, which means they sometimes miss the details or the proper order of things. These people find conflict or differences of opinion invigorating and love to engage in a spirited discussion. They love change and are constantly looking for new and exciting adventure. So, the people who are of the sanguine personality type, they are very expressive. They have a lot of enthusiasm. They are concerned about relationships. They love change. They see the bigger things, so they miss small details. So now let's see. Yeah. So first is summarizing personality types. No. Combining styles. No. Physical explanation. No. A lively person who encourages. So a lively person, a person who has a lot of enthusiasm, who is expressive, and they encourage. So they are great team motivators. So because of their enthusiasm, because they are a lively person, they are great team motivators. They encourage other people. So this would be the answer of section D, a lively person who encourages. Let's see the other options. Demanding and unsympathetic personality. No, they are not demanding or unsympathetic. Instead, they are kind. They care about people and relationships. Lazy and careless personality? Definitely not, because they are opposite of that. They are lively. They are full of enthusiasm. The benefits of understanding communication styles? No, they're not talking about it. Cautious and caring. They are not too cautious because they miss the small details. Factual and analytical personality, they are not the type of person who are into technical details. Self assessment determines one's temperament? Again, no. So the answer is uh, fourth, a lively person who encourages. Now let's move on to paragraph E. The phlegmatic person, cool and persevering, translates into the technical or systematic communication style. This style of communication is focused on facts and technical details. Phlegmatic people have an orderly, methodical way of approaching tasks, and their focus is very much on the task, not on the people, emotions, or concerns that the task may evoke. The focus is also more on the details necessary to accomplish a task. Sometimes the details overwhelm the bigger picture and focus needs to be brought back to the context of the task. People with this style think the facts should speak for themselves and they are not as comfortable with conflict. They need time to adapt to change and need to understand both the logic of it and the steps involved. So the phlegmatic people, they are cool, they like facts, they like technical details, they have an order of doing things, they do not focus on other people's emotions, they sometimes get distracted, they dislike change. So now let's find a heading for paragraph E. Summarizing personality types. No. Combining styles for workplace. No. Physical explanation. No. A lively person who encourages. No, because they haven't talked about anything motivating other persons or a lot of enthusiasm, something like that. Demanding and unsympathetic personality. Yes, they are unsympathetic personality because they don't care about other people or emotions or concerns that the task may evoke, but they are not demanding, like they are not forcing someone to do some task for them or something like that, right? They are not demanding. So I don't think this would be the answer of this paragraph. Next is lazy and careless personality. They are not careless, instead, they are very careful. They go into the technical details. So this would not be the answer. The benefits of understanding communication styles, no. Cautious and caring. So they are cautious because they go into technical details. They focus on the task, but they are not caring because they don't care about other people or their emotions. So this would not be the answer. Factual and analytical personality. Yes, this would be the answer because they focus on facts and technical details, which means they are factual and analytical because technical is like analytical, right? So this would be the answer, option 9, factual and analytical personality of paragraph E. 10th, it would not be the answer. Yeah, you know. Let's move on to paragraph F. A melancholic person who is soft hearted and oriented towards doing things for others translates into the considerate or sympathetic communication style. A person with this communication style is focused on people and relationships. They are good listeners and do things for other people, sometimes to the detriment of getting things done for themselves. They want to solicit everyone's opinion and make sure everyone is comfortable with whatever is required to get the job done. At times, this focus on others can distract from the task at hand. Because they are so concerned with the needs of others and smoothing over issues, they do not like conflict. They believe that change threatens the status quo and tends to make people feel uneasy. So, people with this communication style, like phlegmatic people, need time to consider changes in order to adapt to them. So melancholic people, they are soft hearted, they care about other people, they care about relationships, they are good listeners, they want to make everyone comfortable, they do not like conflict, they do not like change. Now let's see the headings. Summarizing personality types, no, they are talking about just one personality type in this paragraph. Combining styles, no. Physical explanation, no. A lively person who encourages, uh anything like motivating other people has not been talked about in this paragraph. So no. Demanding and unsympathetic personality, they are not unsympathetic. Melancholic people are sympathetic, they care about others. Lazy and careless personality, they are not lazy, and neither they are careless. So definitely no. The benefits of understanding communication styles, no. Cautious and caring, so they are cautious because they want everyone to feel comfortable, and they are good listeners. They want to do things for other people, so they are caring as well. So definitely this would be the answer of paragraph F. Cautious and caring, they are not factual or analytical. And self-assessment reminds one's temperament, you know by now it's not the answer. As I'm reading the whole passage with you, it is going to be a very long video, I guess. I'm sorry for that. Please bear with me. Paragraph G. The choleric temperament translates into the bold or direct style of communication. People with this style are brief in their communication. The fewer words, the better. They are big picture thinkers and love to be involved in many things at once. They are focused on tasks and outcomes and often forget that the people involved in carrying out the tasks have needs. They don't do detailed work easily, and as a result, can often underestimate how much time it takes to achieve the task. Because they are so direct, they often seem forceful and can be very intimidating for others. They usually would welcome someone challenging them, but most other styles are afraid to do so. They also thrive on change. The more, the better. So, choleric people, they are bold, they speak less, they do many things at one time, they don't care about other people, they are not into details, they are direct, they are forceful, they like change. Headings. Summarizing personality types, no. Combining styles, no. Physical explanation, no. A lively person who encourages, no. They don't encourage or motivate, they don't care about other people. Demanding and unsympathetic personality, yes, because they are demanding. They often seem forceful and can be very intimidating to others, so they demand. They use force to get their job done from other people. And they are unsympathetic as well because they don't care about other people who are in the tasks. So this would be the answer of paragraph G, demanding and unsympathetic personality. Number 5 heading. Lazy and careless. I mean, they are careless because they are not into details, but they are not lazy. So this is not the answer. Benefits of understanding communication styles. No. Cautious and caring. They are not cautious because they are not into details and they are not caring as well. Factual and analytical personality. Again, they are not into details. So no. Self-assessment determines one's temperament. No. The answer is 5. Demanding and unsympathetic personality. Paragraph H. A well functioning team should have all of these communication styles for true effectiveness. All teams need to focus on the task and they need to take care of relationships in order to achieve those tasks. They need the big picture perspective or the context of their work, and they need the details to be identified and taken care of for success. We all have aspects of each style within us. Some of us can easily move from one style to another and adapt our style to the needs of the situation at hand, whether the focus is on tasks or relationships. For others, a dominant style is very evident, and it is more challenging to see the situation from the perspective of another style. The work environment can influence communication styles either by the type of work that is required or by the predominance of one style reflected in that environment. Some people use one style at work and another at home. The good news about communication styles is that we have the ability to develop flexibility in our styles. The greater the flexibility we have, the more skilled we usually are at handling possible and actual conflicts. Usually, it has to be relevant to us to do so, either because we think it is important or because there are incentives in our environment to encourage it. The key is that we have to want to become flexible with our communication style. As Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you can't, you are right. Now, let's find the correct heading for paragraph H. Summarizing personality types? No, they are not summarizing. Combined styles for workplace. So they are talking about workplace in this paragraph. Like they said that they need the big picture perspective or the context of their work, and the need the details to be identified and taken care of for success. So they are talking about work, like in workplace all types of personalities are needed so that they could balance out each other. A well functioning team should have all of these communication styles for true effectiveness. Only because if the workplace would have all these personality types, then only the job, the task, it would be the most effective. So, combined styles for workplace. This would be the answer for paragraph H. They are not talking about any physical explanation and they are not talking about any specific personality type in this paragraph. So, options 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9 would not be the answers. Let's see the option 7, the benefits of understanding communication styles. So they are talking about benefits in this paragraph, but benefits of combining these all of these communication styles, not the benefits of understanding communication styles. They are talking about communication styles, they are talking about benefits, but those benefits are of combining those communication styles, not understanding those communication styles. So this would not be the answer. Self assessment determines one's temperament. No, this would not be the answer. So, with this, we are done with our headings. Now, let's move on to true false not given. So, let's begin with the first true false not given. It is believed that sanguine people dislike variety. So, sanguine people, where are you? So, sanguine people, they love change and are constantly looking for the new and exciting adventures. So, they love change, they like different things, they like variety. So, the answer would be false because they like variety. It is not that they dislike variety. Answer is false. Next is melancholic and phlegmatic people have similar characteristics. So, this would be true, as I remember we have read that uh, this para is about melancholic people. They believe that change threatens the status quo and tends to make people feel uneasy. So people with this communication style, that is Melancholic people, like phlegmatic people, need time to consider the changes in order to adapt to them. So phlegmatic people also dislike change, and melancholic people also dislike change. So the answer is true. Next is, managers often select their best employees according to personality types. So in the whole passage we have not read about anything like that, like managers they hire or select their best employees according to personality types. Instead we have read that uh, a, a good team should have all personality types people in it. So it and even in the passage we have not read about selecting best employees or like awarding best employees or something like that, so not given. Next is, it is possible to change one's personality type. Yes, we have read about it in last paragraph. Some of us can easily move from one style to another and adapt our style to the needs of the situation at hand. So we can change our personality type according to the situation at hand. So it is possible to change one's personality type. So the answer is true. 13th is, workplace environment can affect which communication style is most effective. So in a particular workplace environment, it can affect that which communication style would be the most effective one in that environment. Answer is true, because here in the last paragraph only it has been written that the work environment can influence, it means affect communication styles, either by the type of work that is required or by the predominance of one style reflected in that environment. So work how the workplace environment can influence communication styles, either by the type of work that is required, or if any one style that is dominating in that environment. This is how workplace environment can affect which communication style is most effective. So the answer is true. Now last question, finally, MCQ. The writer believes using self assessment tools can help to develop one's personality. So, as we have read in the first paragraph, that using self assessment tools can determine the personality type. So, self assessment tools are used to determine personality type, not develop any particular personality type. They can just tell like what personality type this person would be. They would not develop that personality type in that person. So A would not be the answer. Second is, help to understand colleagues behavior. So using self assessment tools can help to understand colleagues behavior. Yes, this is correct, because here we know that self assessment tools can determine one's personality type, and in the first line it is written that people have tried to understand other people by characterizing them according to personality type or temperament. So it is very indirect, but it is true, because using self assessment tools can categorize people into different personalities, can tell like what personality type this person belongs to. And by categorizing them according to their personality type, people can understand other people can understand other people's behavior. So it is indirectly true, because people understand other people by characterizing them into personality type. And how can we characterize people into personality type? By using self assessment tools. So indirectly, using self assessment tools can help to understand colleagues behavior, other people's behavior. So this is correct. Let's see the third option, improve one's relationship with the employer. So using self assessment tool, they do not improve one's relationship with the employer. We have not read about this in the whole passage. Using self assessment tools can directly resolve conflict. So, again, this is very tricky, because they have written here that communication styles they help depersonalize conflict in interpersonal relationships. They help resolve conflict on teams. But what helps resolve conflict on teams? Understanding communication styles. So, using self-assessment tools, what does it do? It tells us it determines what personality type it is. So it just tells like what personality type this person is. But understanding that personality type, like going deep into those person's personality type, understanding their behavior, then that would help resolve conflict on teams. So yes, we say that indirectly self assessment tools can help resolve conflicts, because by self assessment tools we would determine the personality type, and then by understanding that personality type it would resolve conflicts. So it is an indirect connection, it is not a direct connection. So using self assessment tools do not directly resolve conflicts, we need to understand those personality type as well. So the answer of the MCQ would be P. The writer believes using self assessment tools can help to understand colleagues' behavior. So, with this, uh, we have all the answers of this reading passage. I hope that you would have understood each and every explanation for the answer of each question. If you still have any doubt, just comment in the comment section, and I would be happy to clear out the confusion or doubt that you have in any question. So that's it. Thank you very much.